Gather round, for I only tell a fable once. This be the tale of pirates, so legendary that those who sail the 12 seas still revere their names.
A warlock of the Unseelie Court, Wikipe Weatherby.
A swashbuckler on the run, Kildak of Flan.
And a warrior on a quest to reclaim her scepter, Tana the Fierce.
Avast ye for the Gilded Voyage. Ahoy, me hearties, and welcome back to the Four Rings Inn.
Welcome back.
We left off last time with our pirates leaving Red Rat Bay in very piratey fashion, with cannonballs on the run, swimming through the water. They successfully navigated Red Rat Bay and Governor Legume's mansion as the dangers of the Fae and another red wizard. They dodged some very dangerous spells, broke some very powerful enchantments, and escaped with pocketfuls of gold and the Captain Emerald lock, the very same that they came to get.
The most important part.
That
Yes.
the
reason for the season.
The reason for the season, the constellation engraved sextant wrapped in cloth that Kildak successfully recovered for our party.
Woo! Good job, Kildak. MVP last episode.
MVP. We find our crew just making it back onto the guppy. Wikipe swimming to the ship, Kildak carrying Tawny on his shoulder, getting aboard the ship, and the Admiral wheeling the ship around to proceed north. Our crew, tired as they may be from their adventures at Red Rat Bay, have leveled up.
Woo!
Woo!
Yes.
It's about time.
Our Kildak is able to find a little more intricacies to his magic, and the sorcerer side of Kildak shines a little brighter. Is that from his practice with the ladies, or is that from his connection with this creature beneath the reef? None can tell. Our favorite warrior Druk has taken another level in Paladin, growing only stronger in her conviction, but also that dragon inside of her that's usually such a dichotomy, the human form and the dragon form, continues to seep through. Is it the stress of having the entire world on her shoulders, or is it just time away from that crystal is slowly wearing her down and that wall of control slowly fading?
Uh-oh.
And last but not least, Wikipe has enhanced her connection with the Unseelie Court, presumably from defeating her rival Pastel. Her devotion to the court of the Unseelie and to the Queen of Air and Darkness has only grown stronger. Finding our crew back aboard the ship, tired, huffing, puffing, but with the knowledge that they got what they came for and they made it out in one piece, I return back to our players aboard the depressed guppy.
Tawny's whole attention is like looking backwards and just like watching Red Rat Bay intently. Like, are they gonna come after us? Are they gonna come after us? Is it coming? Is it coming? And just like ready.
Yeah. You watch as the arcing spells of the governor splash into the water nearby, and eventually you leave the range of his wand and you begin to depart into the starry night, northbound.
I'm gonna yell out for Bug-Eye. Bug-Eye! It's so good to see a familiar face.
Bug-Eye swoops in. The whole crew is on the deck, anxiously awaiting your arrival. You have the Admiral up by the helm. you have Patchy Polly, Rainbow Pirate, and Bug-Eye on deck. Bug-Eye swoops in, each arm wrapping around one of you and giving you a tight hug.
Ooh.
It's
Hey,
good.
that guy.
I missed you guys.
You want to see what I found?
Yes.
And I'm gonna open my bag of holding and just dump it upside down and just open it completely and let everything spill out.
Yep.
Including
Yep.
the 20,000 gold that we have acquired.
All of the gold you got from all of that 23,100 pieces of
specific.
gold come pouring out. A mountain of gold, a true dragon's hoard, pours out onto the deck of the ship. Along with it comes, I think the other things in that bag are the demonic paint can, which tumbles out and begins to roll
Which
across
I go
the deck.
to quickly.
Oh, nobody
go scoop up.
touch that.
You
Yeah.
snag that real quick. As you do, the potions that you I don't believe you paid for those. That
I
you
have some. I paid for some.
oh, you paid for them. There you go. Fall into the pile. Some kind of tumble into the ground. The wand that you snagged trickles out and rolls across deck. But the crew, their eyes go wide with the shine of gold, and they dive towards the gold.
Everyone, fill your pockets. Take as much as you want.
They're not.
Enjoy.
Oh my god, they're like, they just want to feel what it feels like to have that gold in their hands. They are enamored.
Oh, look at them. They're so happy.
To draw an accurate picture here, it's 462 pounds of gold coins. That's about 2 baby elephants.
2?
2 baby elephants.
It's a healthy amount of
Wait,
gold
if you-
right there.
Just like starts rising on the pile as she's dumping it, and it's just like going up.
It's the image I had in
Growing.
my head. I'm glad you
Yeah,
said
she's Tawny's height now, just on a top of
standing
a mound
pile.
of gold.
nice and tall.
Oh.
You're gonna fall off there in a second, Wikipedia. They're going for the gold.
They're just reaching into it. They want to feel it in their hands. Some are just throwing it into the air. You see Patchy Polly has it in her hands and goes, "Did you steal all of this gold?"
Well, technically, we stole half of all of this gold. The other half was ours and earned by stealing something else.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And she goes back to admiring like the gold. It's currencies from all different parts of the world. There are crystals, there are gems, a true pirate's treasure. And the crew is immediately over you guys coming back, and they are completely distracted by the gold on the floor.
I'm gonna turn to Kildak as they're going for it, and be like, "Okay, give me your bag. Give me my bag. I need to see the key, or the lock. I need to see it."
So I open up the bag of holding.
No, I'm
reach
taking
in.
it.
No. I open up the bag of holding. And if you want to strength contest me, you can. You know I'll kick your ass.
Player versus
Reaching in.
player. Let's see it.
The PvP.
And grabbing my
When
backpack.
isn't it?
I'm grabbing a bag out of a bag.
A backpack
Now
that's
you
just
can
full
have
of
your
gold.
bag of holding. Oh, and then I'm gonna actually take the bag of holding and grab all the gold out of it that I got. Oh, I didn't put any gold in your bag. No, never mind.
Yeah,
So then
no.
I'll give you your bag back. Here's
Don't
your
steal
here's your
my
bag.
shit.
I'm not. You're good. And then I will reach into my bag, and it's just jingling as my hand descends into the bag, just constant jingling.
Kildak,
And I
this is
grab, like,
ridiculous.
What's ridiculous? As I'm still shuffling around looking for it, and then I grab the most cloth-like thing and pull it out, and it's just a bundle of cloth.
Yeah, I'm
There you
gonna
go.
try to take it out of your hand if you don't give it to me.
Yeah, here you go. The cloth is special.
I'm gonna take it. Do I recognize the cloth? I mean, obviously I'm opening it up, but like, do I recognize its magical?
No. Not
You
really.
know, I think you'd have to have detect magic on for that.
Yeah, not really.
At least I did.
Okay, well, I also have history over
I
these
can
types of
just
things
tell
and a
you.
+6 Arcana, so
Yeah, I would say that the
You just
like just looking at the cloth, you're like, oh, that's nothing too big deal. And as you unravel, when you see the
Mhm.
sextant, like you can tell, oh, this is a magical item. And then as you see that, you're like, oh, the cloth, like I couldn't tell at all when this like thin cloth was over it that was magic. This cloth clearly like keeps magical things covered, and so you're able to put two and two together. But like it
Oh, no,
looks
I knew that.
like a
I
very-
didn't know if
yeah.
there was a cool bit that I could derive.
No, not
from
quite.
the
It would,
cloth. That's
yeah,
fine.
nope.
It's a damping cloth. It damps.
It damps.
It's constantly damp.
I
Yeah,
thought
if you-
John had said in the previous session that there was like designs on the cloth, and that's more
Oh,
what I was
no.
asking about.
The only design on the cloth is as you open it, it has like in big printed letters the word lock on it.
Okay.
And you take it that the pirates probably weren't trying to make this part hard for people. Captain Emerald figured that if you got this far, he was gonna label it
Yeah.
nicely for you. Yeah, give me an. You can give me an Arcana check on the lock if you would like, or if you have any other magic that you have in the bank that would do other things. I'll take that as well.
I'm assuming it's been 10 minutes since
Yeah.
when I was in the
Oh
basement.
yeah.
And passed detect magic.
Mhm.
Well, I rolled shitty, but that's a 12.
Yeah, you're checking out this lock. It is definitely magical. You see that what you're able to gather from the constellations and from looking at it, the constellations are in fact similar to the ones that you can look up and see. Some of them are in an odd order, like they're not like ones that are known for being adjacent to each other aren't adjacent, and there are some of these constellations that like as you spin it to get a full look aren't familiar. Like you're not familiar with some of these constellations, but knowing that constellations and sextants are like motifs for navigation and travel, you're able to piece together that this is the piece that would drive the travel to Tamokor. On a 12, you're not really sure how it does it, but this is essentially the navigator to Tamokor. This points the way. This gets that ball rolling.
Yeah, I'm ignoring everything that the crew is doing, and I'm just like looking at this, holding it, like my breath is kind of like calming, just like seeing it, like not that I thought he was, but like Kildak wasn't lying. We actually got it. I wasn't there for that bit. Like this is real. I'm like holding it in my hand, and I mean, she's like, this is not leaving her possessions ever. Like, she's going to hold this so tight.
Perfect.
Can I
Yeah.
have my damping cloth back?
No, it's not yours. It's part of the lock. It's literally labeled.
Fine.
Go get your gold. Go make a snow angel and a gold angel.
The gold angel.
Well, I also got some other stuff that I think you might like.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you care about that Mazamanek guy? And we killed his daughter?
My
That guy?
names. My beautiful
Horseman?
names.
Yeah, that one.
What did you call him?
Mazamanek.
Mizamanek. Got it.
Mana.
Yeah, he's the asshole who stole my scepter. He's the reason I have to do all of this.
What if I told you that I have correspondence from him? Signed. No longer sealed, but was delivered.
You have his signature.
I
I'll
would
trade
say
you
no.
for the cloth.
Hand it the fuck over. No trade needed.
Well, then why do I need to hand it over? Maybe I would like to read these.
I bet his signature is worth something in some circles.
I bet it is. Okay, fine. You can have him. Just tell me what they say.
I just want to know.
Okay. You can read them with me.
Go.
I don't know. I'll just take a gist, blurb, summary. If you'd actually like to write like a 2-page report, that'd be great.
You want her to spark
He's
notes
chunky.
you want to spark notes his letters.
Yeah, they're just, it's a lot of letters.
I'm gonna put them in my bag of holding to read once I am by myself.
Perfect. You hear the Admiral shout, Captains, just making sure we're on the same page. I'm gonna meet up with the anxious carp. Yep, with the anxious carp at the top of the island, the north side. Once we get there and we have visual of the carp, do we have a heading yet? I know you just got on board. I'm just, I don't know how quick they're gonna be coming after us. I just wanted to make sure we're.
Or we should get a heading. Do we want to go down to the map room?
Yeah. It's gonna be north, but yeah, just 1 minute.
North it is.
As we're heading to the map road, I want to think about the last earring. Be like, Marcus?
Don't we still have it in our hand?
We gave it to the Admiral.
We
Give
gave
it
it
to Marcus.
We left it at Morton's for him.
Or at Morton. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
You don't get a response.
Ah, he's dead. Okay.
Who's dead? What's dead? Marcus is dead?
Marcus didn't answer to the call, so he's probably dead.
Marcus, did you get this
Jump?
fucking thing?
You don't get a response.
Well, sometimes
what
you
it
have
is.
to try to be mean about it.
Yeah, that always works well with him. He really responds to anger so
Mhm.
well.
You-
That's what I thought. Okay, go to the map room.
That's what it-
And once we get there, I'll spread out Emerald's map once more.
Next, we need the key.
Yep.
And that's here. On that
Mhm.
accursed island that people
Mhm.
keep talking about.
And the
never
one
in a
that
good
you
way.
told Ethra that we're gonna bomb. So that's
I
real
didn't
great.
say bomb.
Oh.
I don't think I did.
You
Might
didn't
have.
say anything good, asshole.
No, I didn't. No, that was a mistake, and I admit that. You can't
Mhm.
continue to hold this over me forever.
I
mistakes
can,
happen.
and I will.
Just having a little bit of fun.
Fun that's going to
Because you
yeah. You know what? You
Is this a
would
dead
take
bird?
that stance because you decided to go chase after some petty fairy squabble when we're facing end of the world shit.
You hear what she was saying to me? She was so
I don't
mean.
care.
She deserved it.
Hold on. What happened?
You do that after we get the magical artifact that we're here to rob the place for and possibly all die trying to get. Then you deal with the fight, and then I would have supported
gonna
you
have
and cheered you
time.
on.
She was being mean to me right then
So
and
you
there.
chose to risk everything for that. You put your selfish, petty little squabble over the fate of the whole fucking universe!
Yes. I couldn't help it. She was just getting under my nerves. I couldn't focus until that was dealt with. She
You
was just
all
her
get
being
hurt.
near me. It was just getting under my skin. I couldn't focus.
What happened?
There was this
The girl she wanted to
girl
fight.
that was just
I
so
didn't know she fought.
mean the whole time, and every time she would just come near me, it made my skin crawl. So I cut her hair off, and then she was sad about
Oh.
it, and that made me laugh, and then I felt better. I didn't hurt her.
Okay, well that's good. Anyways,
As a
so
DM,
where we going?
as
We're
the
going to
person
White
who-
Sands Port.
sorry, as a person who played Pastel, I got blasted with a hellish rebuke. I got a vampiric drain. I got 2 3rd-level
He
spells.
lies.
I
You
got
should know that by now.
I got 2 3rd-level spells in my face, just so everyone is on the same page. I'm playing here too, and I got blasted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's fine. She lived.
Wikipedia didn't hurt you,
Sorry.
apparently.
She hurt herself. Everything she did to herself. She had it coming.
God. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Gilded.
So we're going to White Sands Port. Let's just go there, right? We got supplies. We're good. Oh, well,
All of
the
our
carp
supplies are on
actually
the
has our
carp.
supplies.
So we have to
Yeah.
make sure
So
we meet up
as
with
long
the
as we
carp
meet up with them, we're good.
Is the admiral in the room with us?
No,
Nope.
No, he's steering the ship.
he is steering.
Yeah. So he's gonna meet up with the carp. He knows how to do that.
Yep, we're already on our way to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently they have a meetup spot because Marcus is incompetent.
It's on the north side of the
which
island.
I guess we already knew.
It's on the north side of the island. We're good.
Okay.
All right, let's go tell the admiral the heading.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Oh. Okay, well, I had something else, but we should probably tell him the heading. If someone wants to go up and tell him and then come
It's
back
fine.
here.
We're gonna no.
You got time.
We can tell him. Yeah, we're going to meet up with Marcus first. What's your other thing, Kildak?
I also found these, and I pull like a pile of scrolls out of my bag.
What are those for?
Well, some of them are poems, like this one. Not like that one. Like this one. See, look, it's a poem. And then some of them are maps, like this one. I don't know what this is a map of. What's this a map of, Mr. Creator of the Universe?
It's a map. Give me a history check.
Can I do it too?
Or
'Cause I'm
nature.
looking?
Yeah, nature, survival, history, whatever you want. Whatever you think is higher.
I'll do nature.
Why is geography not an option?
Can Tawny do it too? Because she's looking
Yes,
at the map
yes.
as well.
Absolutely,
I
everyone can
rolled
make
a
it.
17 in nature.
Nature.
I rolled a 19 in history.
I rolled a 22 in history.
Oh my god.
Miss Smarty Pants over there.
I
Wikipedia,
think we
Miss
know what
plus
it is.
6 to history.
you recognize.
This feels like an actually sentence.
Actually, I got
actually?
above a 20,
Yeah.
so actually your roll is shit.
I win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, you are just able to make out the shape. Kildek, you think you remember, and Tawny, you definitely remember. This is a really shitty drawing of what you would call Left Hand Island. Actually, I guess what the late Wally Wig named Left Hand Island. It is
I have
called,
no memory of that.
Oh look,
Where was Left Hand
it's
Island?
Left Hand Island.
It
Left
is,
It was
Hand Island.
above
This is
Hangman's Cove.
this is
Where we
where we left. Yeah, this is where Eugene is probably still, and
Yeah.
where Wallywig was supposed to be.
We just okay. We just had this conversation. I would not feel guilty about eating that son of a bitch. And remember, we just talked about how like I left my letter for Lady Ether there, but it doesn't matter anymore. We were just talking about it. It's a shitty map, and I'm gonna whip it in half.
No! Did you really rip my scroll in half?
Just
Yeah.
this one. You have a bunch. Yes.
She said, "You
It's
have
a
a
shitty
bunch."
Okay,
map.
never mind. You don't get my maps. Fuck you.
you see all the magic that was stored.
You owe me
all the magic that was stored
retribution
in the
for that map.
disintegrates and goes away. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was just a shitty map.
No.
I rolled a 22 on history. I mean, I guess that I didn't roll a Arcana.
Good job. You knew where it fucking was. That doesn't give you a right to rip my paper.
It's paper.
Never mind. I was sharing with you out of kindness. Now I won't.
God.
I'll read these poems by myself.
Will you read them to me?
No, because then they might be destroyed.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? No, a summer's day is not a bitch. Best poem from the great line from that show. Amazing. Sorry.
Well, I'm done here now. We can go tell Admiral the heading.
Okay. Sorry, Tawny wouldn't have done that.
Okay.
that was Aubrey mocking Kildak. That's not Tawny.
Okay. Yeah, you get the Admiral his heading. You see that the ship travels for another 10 minutes before it reaches a spot. The Admiral stops. It weighs anchor. About 45 minutes pass before you can see just on the horizon the lights of the carp. And the Admiral says, well, we'll probably let him get a little bit closer, but we're good to head north. Is there anything I can do for you, captains? If not, I'll take us on towards White Sands.
Yeah, can we need supplies, and the carp has some of our supplies.
Oh, good deal. Oh, perfect. Cool. We'll wait for them to get here then. Easy money.
We just need to share.
Yeah, the carp pulls up after another 30 or so minutes. I just realized that I have absolutely no concept how long it takes a pirate ship to go from the horizon to where you are. It's probably days. Realistically, if you see a ship on the horizon, it probably takes days. Probably at least half a day. Again, I have no concept.
Hold on.
No concept of how long it takes a pirate ship.
Well, it's 7 miles. It's 7 miles. So how fast does a frigate move?
Yeah. I have no clue. But the carp eventually pulls up next to the guppy. You see that some of the crew of the carp grumpily begins to come over. They were just starting their vacation. They just started to spend their money, and now they have to load up their main ship. And as they're going, they see the pile of gold on the deck, and their mood drastically changes as they are bringing the supplies over and socializing with the crew. Marcus comes out of the captain's quarters. You see that he has a fresh haircut, his hair slicked back. He's got a brand new jacket, new shiny boots, and comes striding out of the captain's quarters. He says, "Captains, it has been such a eventful day for all of us. I didn't realize that we were leaving so fast. I would have hurried up my stay at Red Rat. You don't look happy. There's a lot of gold here, and you look..."
Did you get our earring?
Yeah, I picked this up from Morton's, and he pulls it out of his pocket. Look, I really appreciate it. It's not my style. It doesn't go good with my...
Put it on.
Okay. It's
Wait.
magical.
Okay.
Put it on.
He puts it on. There, you
Hey,
have to...
asshole! This is why you have it. I'm screaming in his head.
Lets you hear...
You're also screaming in his normal face.
Lets
still.
me hear you twice.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear my thoughts? And Admiral goes, "That's what
Yes.
I asked."
I can only hear Marcus's thoughts, not yours, Admiral. That's why
Only
he got
when
that
you
earring.
direct them to one or all or as many of us. You have to say it out loud. It's not what's in your head. It's what you say out loud.
Perfect. Lovely. Absolutely perfect. What a great gift. I see that me wearing this earring hasn't really made you any happier.
Well, Well, I think the earring is a perfect opportunity to talk about you being unable to listen to directions and orders from your captains. We gave you that earring. Obviously, we're not just getting you a fucking piece of jewelry. What'd you think? We were just gonna give you a gift after you directly disobeyed something that we said for? Just be like, oh, thank you for disobeying us. Here's a gift. No, you stupid asshole. It was obviously for a purpose and you still chose not to put it on.
By the way, John, during this brief intermission of Aubrey laughing, you nailed it. Of the 59 French sailing frigates built between 1777 and 1790, they moved about 16 miles per hour. Half an hour to get from horizon to sail.
Yes. Let's go. I am a pirate captain.
I picked the specific year range and build
Perfect.
country to meet your qualifications.
That's
But it did exist.
perfect.
Amazing.
I'm gonna tip you 5 gold for that. You can add 5 gold.
Yes.
To yeah, there you go.
What does that do? That's like giving like a copper piece at this point. I mean, I think
will
it's funny
take it.
thing.
And
But I
it's-
love that Jacob's
imagine
like,
if a child
"Yes," as his pockets are way down with gold.
It makes him happy.
the universe walks up and hands you a nickel. Do you just let it sit there?
Yeah.
No, you pick it up because everybody picks up a nickel they found on the ground.
Do you think?
Picked up the nickel.
Do you think the 5 gold from a DM is like you just happen to stumble? Like it's when you like find change in like in an old pair of
Yeah.
jeans? Or do you think it's like the universe opens up, the sky parts, and like just God hands you 5 coins?
Just like a giant hand reaches down.
The 5 gold floats
5
down on a
gold
spray of
doubloons.
sunlight. Like, wow. Wow. 5 gold. Hot dog.
Only if you're a cleric.
Yeah. It's like,
Kildek is the farthest from a cleric right now.
I can't argue that, but it feels false.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm on.
Going back to Marcus is it looks you see that he's most uncomfortable.
He's processing.
He's most uncomfortable with getting yelled at in public. Like in front of everybody. And you see he's like, look, I thought it was a thank you for helping you on the raid. We said you asked for some help. I thought we gave you some help.
But you didn't help.
You
That's
left
my
me.
point.
Are you?
Hey, I remember doing a lot that night. I remember stealing. I remember having a moment with my brother, my bro Kildak.
In his defense, he did loot the ship and this thing.
But he left
He
me
could have looted.
alone.
Yeah.
You were with all 3 of them. You were fine.
You were supposed to take me with you.
Yeah, I thought I could take you with you, and it turns out that's not how that spell works. It's the one person. It's a one-person thing. One-person spell.
You could have said that before you jumped through the door.
I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm wrong sometimes. I shot at the troll.
You chose to not let us, and you chose to do whatever the hell you wanted.
Look. Maybe
you
this.
said you're not gonna like this, and then you left and abandoned the plan.
You did
We could
say
have
that.
stolen more had you communicated with us properly. The goal was to steal. It's not like you were doing something that we didn't want you to do. You just chose to do it behind our backs. You chose to do it in an act of defiance instead of as a team of pirates stealing shit.
Johnny, do you really think you could have stolen more?
Did you just call us a? You see a bug guy from behind you goes. Did you just call us a team?
What would you call us, Buckeye?
I'd call us a team, but I've never heard Tawny say it.
Only
She's
when
emotional right
everyone
now.
wants to participate within the team.
Oh, Marcus, that was at you.
You see Marcus takes this scolding on communication a scolding that I take quite personally. And you see he like kind of his eyes go to the floor. He nods his head and goes, "Oh, hey man, I hear where you're coming from. I can do better next time. I will make sure that we're on the same page, you know, brains talking to brains, this sort of thing. Here, a show of good faith." And he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out a sack of gold and he hands it to Tawny. He says, "Some loot from the Orachin. May it rest in peace." He reaches into his bag and pulls out a tattered flag and a
Oh, you're not gonna want to hinder that. She'll rip it.
tattered flag, and he moves to Kildak. He gives you this torn flag of the it looks like a pirate flag of the Seven Braids. It's the name of the crew, and it is 8 interlocking braids. So it gives you the torn flag of the Seven Braids and a
I hate that.
a like large stone top. Looks like it could be used for
Oh, I like that.
some sort of game. And of the 4 faces of this top, there are like
There's
actual
4 faces.
Yeah,
like,
so it has
like a dreidel.
Yes, similar. Yes, like a dreidel, exactly like a dreidel. And each face has like actual like humanoid faces carved into it. One is
Oh.
happy, one is sad, one is angry, and one is dead.
Gimel.
He hands you that, and then he reaches in and then goes to hand Wikipede. He pours into your hand a 6 dice that are all made from knuckle bones and a bag full of mud.
Ooh, the clicky clackety. They feel so good. I forgive you.
Instant.
He goes, yeah. He's like, as he gives the stuff to Wikipedia, he's like, I'm sorry about this. It looked better when I got it, but they didn't have too many great stuff. The bag, I'm pretty sure there's just mud in that bag, but it's fun to squish. So
It's like a stress ball.
yeah, yeah. It makes that like noise every
Yeah,
time.
it does.
Yeah,
Did you just not want to say the word squelch?
squelch.
Doesn't do it justice unless you actually hear it.
Sounds like
So
mixing.
sorry to all headphone users
You're welcome.
hearing that right in their ear.
Some ASMR for you. We're an ASMR podcast. That's
John, can I ask why the 7 braids flag has 8 braids?
killed.
Do you want me to
Killed
do
it,
like a
notice.
history check on that?
Yeah, sure. Give me a history check.
He was about to just give it to you.
I know.
All
17.
I see. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you got
There
the
you
roll. Go
On a
for it.
17, I'll say Kildek knows this as well. You've heard of this, the 7 Braids. They were like a famous pirate ship that even like when the Guppy was at its peak, like you were like, oh, if we ever see the 7 Braids, like we should work with them. It'd be fun to like fight them to see like who was the better pirate ship. They have 8 interlocking braids as like a FU to the Royal Navy, because like if you saw their ship, you'd be like, oh, it's 8 interlocking braids. They're probably the 8 braids, and they're like, no, we're actually the 7 braids. It just kind of make people mad.
Yep, it worked.
There you go. They did a good job.
It worked. I hate it.
The braids in my mind are just that like early 210 trend when girls would like braid their hair with
Yes.
each other,
Oh,
and it's just like a joint braid. Yeah.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Perfect. I was thinking more
missed
like
that
Celtic knots, but I like that better. Perfect. Yeah, and you see, Tawny, give me an insight check.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's not good. Not good. That's 5.
You are able
Tawny
to pick
gets
up.
so angry around Marcus that she's just so bad at reading him.
You are able to pick up that he is, at the very least, genuinely embarrassed. It's hard to read other emotions past that for how angry that Tawny is.
I'm gonna like in my earring in his head. Do
You
better
say it
next
out
time,
loud.
asshole. Oh yeah, I know. I just want him to hear it twice.
Yeah, I'm right here. Fine. Where are we sailing to next?
White Sands Port.
White Sands
Oh,
Port.
and we need. Hold on, before we go up there.
Yeah.
We need supplies. You guys should have gotten a delivery from Morton's.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
what
So
I thought that was another present for us, but I now see that that's why there's so many.
Well, half and half.
you had so
You-
much.
some of
Well, the
it's
guppy,
from
yeah. The guppy was just in hiding. I didn't
No,
really
that-
want to.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
You guys were in the bay, so I just But we just need some of the supplies.
Yeah.
All the rum. Sorry that you don't get to keep any of that. And
Oh,
we need half of the
Food
doors.
supply. Okay. Cool. You see that he nods. The crew starts to like move the supplies. Both crews are working together to move the supplies over. As the repairs come on board the Guppy, Bug-Eye's eyes just light up, and he just watches like these wood, the nails, the rope, the tar, like all the carpentry
door
supplies.
handles.
Yeah, the door handle come by, and he's just like he's watching it enamored, and you can hear under his breath.
All
just
for
going-
you, baby.
He's just like doors, doors, doors.
So,
as they go by.
we buy normal wood. Does Bug-Eye make a door and then build the door into the ship?
I believe his process is he takes the wood, he builds the wood into a door, and he puts the door up to replace the one that he ripped down. Then, when he goes to repair it, he's like, "Oh, I need to repair this hole. Crap, the wood that I have to repair is too far away. Let me just use this door real quick, and I'll fix that later." And then he does that.
There's almost a logic to
It's
this.
just
Yeah.
it's
I-
just a
Yeah,
cycle.
There's more logic than I really thought there would be,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
he
I can
replaces
live
the
with
doors
that.
first, and then he realizes when there's a hole that the closest thing to him is not the repairs, but instead one of the replacement doors. And so the ship is just becoming a mismatch of doors.
beautiful.
There's a lot of like really odd just doorknobs sticking out of the side of your hole.
Yeah.
Which is an excellent feature of the Guppy I never would have expected.
Pre-campaign,
Feature
had
or
no idea
function?
our ship was gonna look like this.
That's true. I swear to God, if in the finale the doorknobs in the side of the hole come in clutch, I'm gonna lose it. Let's see. Yeah, so Marcus does that. Marcus nods. All of the supplies are transferred over as you would see fit, and then both ships in tandem begin to sail towards White Sand Port. As things become calm and the night presses on, is there anything you guys would like to do before your long rest this first night?
I want to go to my room without Tawny and look at another one of my maps.
Yeah, give me another history or nature check.
10 history.
Cool. You have no idea what this place is. It is labeled Crab Shark Shore.
Oh, that's probably up by Crab Shark Shore. Crab Shark Shore.
Crab Shark Shore. But the picture looks nothing like the one on the map. Like the two, like it has the same name, but the islands look very different.
I know someone you could go ask. Who's really
Wikipede.
good at history.
Ricopy, look at this. Look from a distance at this map. Does this look familiar to you?
No?
Okay. Admiral, look from a distance at this map I found. Do you recognize this island?
It looks like a seahorse.
It's not a cloud. It's a place.
Oh. It looks like a mountain?
Okay.
Glad I can help, Captain. Glad I can help.
I'm gonna go back to my room and just resign to reading some poetry.
No, it ranges from like really trying
If
hard.
you don't have at least a single poem prepared for me, John, I'll be very sad. Google very quickly.
Prepared to be
Keep
disappointed.
Googling.
It ranges anywhere from like just really struggling to rhyme to like really edgy poems.
The more you describe this poem, the narrower your search needs to be.
And it's
You don't put
actually
MC
written
lyrics.
by.
It actually
That's
uses
our
iambic pentameter and is written by.
I'll get you that poem. I'll get you that poem.
I don't trust you, but okay.
I want to have an AI write it. I want to have an AI write a really shitty slam poem, and I'll get that to you. I don't.
Perfect. Okay, that's acceptable.
I will get Kildak a poem. Perfect. Kildak, Wikipedia, and Tawny, is there anything you guys want to do in this first night?
I'm gonna go to my room and crack open that barrel and check on my goblin after 3 days, which I think I told Bug-Eye a long time ago to feed it.
Yes.
Maybe.
It's only 3 days.
You crack open the
Barely.
barrel and it is empty.
Oh no, this is fun. Hide and seek. Here we go. We started a new game, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my night doing this.
Perfect. Give me
No long rest, only goblin
Oh.
searching.
give me 3 perception checks.
I need a long rest. I can't do it all night, but
Give me 3 perception checks.
Oh
Tawny,
my gosh.
what are you doing anything before bed?
Tawny is going to be
Rip the
reading
rest
all
of
of the letters that Kildak gave her.
Yes. What
I should
you
rip those up.
read. And to save you the long and nitty gritty of what every letter says, because there's probably like
Tawny's reading them. Aubrey can get the.
Aubrey, yeah. The important bits are that all of these letters are dated approximately, or are dated between 32 and 30 years ago. Nothing is sooner than 30 years. You have letters from Morzmek to Lagoon. They seem to have been good friends at a younger age. They seem to have been on good terms. Morzmek was sharing some of his findings, some of his discoveries, and he talks about like wanting to, as he gets his role of Zulker and master of continental defense and abjuration, he's looking for ways to protect against the other realms, to make sure the other realms don't like encroach on Thay. He's also dabbling to try to like summon things from other realms safely. That way he can use that power. And then he also talks about wanting to ascend to Arcanus. The Arcanus, what you're able to put together, is the Council of Thay, their leader. They are the supreme Zulker Arcanus, and the Zulker Arcanus often has found a way to immortality.
So then how does a new Arcanist come about?
You have to kill the current Arcanist.
But they're immortal.
You could, one of them out of, Tony wouldn't know this, but one of the previous Arcanists was trapped in a crystal, and then that crystal was locked in a box, and that box was put in a cave and like just locked away really far. One of them was pushed into the abyss. Like you have other ways to get rid of them. You get rid of them. You turn them into a monkey and then you leave them in the forest. Like I don't care.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. So he's looking for a way to cheat death, and the way that he has found in his travels around the outskirts of Thay is this legend of an island called Tamokor, where time does not touch you. You can be immortal. He says there's legends of a young girl who's been around since the beginning of time. That people call her the Forever Girl. If she has found a way to live forever and exist in our world, then I can find a way to either use or take this absence of time from Tamokor and use it for myself. So he's looking for Tamokor for immortality.
Yeah, reading that bit specifically and hearing about the Forever Girl is just gonna kind of ping back in my mind about the girl that we met.
Yes.
In the jungle, and just like not a super strong connection, but just like we met a mysterious girl who was helping us out on our way to eventually get to the lock, and that's from what I've also heard from Emerald and that weird French dude.
Yes, the French dude.
And it's just there.
Yeah.
It just exists.
Oh, absolutely. The last few letters are, have you captivated the most of anything else? Morzamek in detail this time mentions that they went to a place where they think Tamokor was in the reef. When they got there, they were prevented from reaching Tamokor by an ancient warrior. This ancient warrior comes from he calls it a cult of dragons, and they wanted to prevent them from ripping through the plains and causing an imbalance. And he says that the last letter that he has says that although he's currently prevented from doing it, his dealings with Croesus are not over. And here he names drops your great aunt, Croesus. And
that's dated when?
That is dated like 30 years and 6 months.
Like, I would know the date of when Fallon went down.
It would have been
in really.
Yeah, it would have been like 4 months before Fallon landed.
Yeah.
Man, good thing I didn't rip up these letters.
Yeah, the most different part, he name drops Croesus.
Tawny's just going to spend a couple hours before she goes to sleep, because she also does need her long rest.
Oh, yeah.
Just reading them over and over again, just fighting against seeing in that last one her name.
Oh yeah. On a very different note, look at Pete. What were those 3 perception checks? to find a goblin.
Goblin hunting.
It
Goblin
was
hunting.
13,
Okay.
22,
Okay.
25.
Cool. It only takes you an hour to find this goblin. It is so you're on the 13. You spot the goblin, but he gets away from you, and on the 22, you are able to find him. Find him and catch him.
There you are. I'm gonna bring him back to my room and put him back in the barrel.
You have this very plump goblin. Like your hands are like right under his armpits.
How plump?
And you just this plump
How
goblin.
plump?
Yeah. And I'm gonna put him in my barrel, and I'm gonna open up the little stack of mud and just rub mud across his forehead and go, "Babbles, bobble, please stay," and put the lid back on.
You put the lid back on the thing, and he goes, "I have a name," and then he's excited to be named, and the lid comes back on. I've been given a name, and then the lid comes back on. Wonderful. Yeah. Babbles, bobbles. Perfect. Cool. Everybody gets a long rest
Thank you.
from the guppy.
I'm stuck on
I
Babble.
can finally use spells again.
That was a long day.
It's a
It was
long
Like
day.
that day included the trip to the jungle. Like when I said back to the jungle, she just meant earlier that day.
Yeah.
Earlier this morning. This was a
Yeah.
very long day.
There was a lot of trauma today. Everybody. Yeah.
Lots of gold too.
Lots of gold. Yeah, you started this morning with like the gold in your pockets and ended it with almost 30,000, above 30,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I grabbed 15-ish.
Yeah. 15, 23,
And-
37, almost 40.
Wow.
And that's just between me and
In the boat.
more me. What's everybody else doing?
How much gold did I get from Marcus?
Oh, he gave you 1,000 pieces. Yeah, actually, so you got 1,000 pieces of gold, but the bag was only gems. It's an equivalent to 1,000 pieces, but it was purely a mixture of gemstones.
Why was there disappointment?
I can't spend that. Like I can't
You're
add
right,
1,000
but
gold to
you
my
don't
inventory.
care.
I didn't-
Tawny doesn't
have-
care about gold,
No.
she said
I
so many
know.
times.
I have.
Tawny
She
doesn't
only
care.
cares about purple gems.
You can add it to
Connie
your
doesn't
gold.
care. Aubrey wishes she had a little bit more money.
You can add it to your gold. It's meant to be gold. I just know the place where it comes from, and they wouldn't have gold pieces where it comes from. But they're
Where
they're
did they
too
come
small.
from?
They're too small to be spells, to be worth it in spells. They are currency.
I added it. No takesy
No
backsies.
takesy backs. Perfect.
Oh my god.
Zooming out, the two ships spend the next 3 days sailing north to White Sands Port. Over these days, what does our crew spend doing in some downtime, some much needed R&R? I'll start with Wikipedia. What is Wikipedia? What are you doing for in your downtime?
I'm spending some time looking for some blank pieces of paper.
Okay.
And some pencils, pens, whatever drawing utensils I can find. And I'm viciously scribbling and drawing on these pieces of paper. To what, I'm not going to say yet, but I'm making a bunch of drawings.
Cool. Perfect. Wikipedia starts her little drawing journal, her masterpiece. Beautiful. Tony, what are you up to over these next couple days?
Tawny, after everything that's happened, is just like freaking out, very focused on all of the things. She's just like racking her mind through everything that was revealed. She like the first night she just fell asleep at her desk.
Okay.
And then that was her being like, okay, well, I just started spending the night back in the captain's quarters because she hadn't been sleeping there.
Right.
And so it's just like her now like sleeping in the captain's quarters, but it's always just like when she gets to the point of exhaustion.
Hmm.
Because she's just in panic mode. And so I think I started my intimidation
Oh, right. Yeah.
proficiency, and the last time when it started, it was more of her just being like very upset and angry, but it was all very inward, and she was just kind of like looming around.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's still intimidating, but it's a different type of intimidating, because now she just feels this like pressure and timeline, and she's just constantly thinking, but it's not nice. Like, it doesn't come off, like, oh, like she's thinking in a nice way. Like,
Yeah.
it's, everything comes off in a mean way always with Tawny. And so she's just like pacing the decks or like slamming doors in people's faces because she's just so focused in on herself and the quest and what she has to do. It's just like, okay, I gotta do fuck. This is going on, okay? And then I got this and fucking Croesus. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck? And like just constant like a ball of energy. Every now and then lightning just like strikes the water, and you're just like, oh, Tawny's certainly thinking right now.
Tawny is thinking. Ooh. Yeah, the stress, the crew definitely recognizes it. The occasional lightning strike into the water.
Wicked people occasionally offer her bag of mud as a stress ball.
Thanks.
You squish it a little bit.
As much as it pains her to admit,
This isn't making me feel better.
it is kind of fun to squish. It doesn't relieve the anxiety, but you're like, the hand feel is nice. Like, I get why people do this. I get it.
There you go. Thanks.
What kind of bag is that in?
A sack.
I'm
Like,
picturing canvas.
Burlap?
It's a little
The mud's
moist
coming
all
onto
the
the
time.
outside.
It's
Mhm.
yeah. It is a little moist all the time. Yeah.
Wikipedia
Cool.
re-wets it just to like make sure it
Feels
stays-
start drying
Make
out
sure
and
it's
dip it in the
mud.
water.
Yeah.
Dunk.
Yes. Your intimidation has been updated in D&D Beyond. I think you just need to refresh the page, but you should have a better intimidation now. Cool. Would be.
Are you proficient or expert?
She is now proficient in intimidation.
Nice.
Kildek, what are you up to over these 3 days?
Oh man, Kildek's got so much going on. So
What does Kildek have going on?
a lot. Excuse you. So I
I'd love
have
to hear
all of these materials, and I have brewer's supplies, but brewing liquor is illegal. So we're gonna brew
The
potions.
pirate
which
wouldn't
aren't
want to.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
be caught doing something illegal. Also, he wants to look good. So, I have enough materials, I believe, to make 10 beauty potions.
That's so
However many you let me make
Yeah.
is up to you. I remember that I wrote this down somewhere on how to make it.
Mhm.
So I need the head of a creature I find cute. Kildek coming from the caves does find like birds kind of cute.
Sure.
Like, in a oh, like, look at that like thing in the air. That's cool.
Sure.
Like, it's cuter than a bat. Stop laughing. So he'll try and like shoot down a couple birds, get their heads.
Yeah.
Does also have that octopus. That's only one head. He's gonna cut that head off
I will
as
say-
well and make some calamari.
Oh, yeah. One of the birds you shoot down and you chop its head off, and you look up from the chop, and the sauna person that was on the ship is just staring like wide-eyed at you for a second. And it is kind of shocked. And then he goes, Walnut just goes back to cleaning the deck and like doesn't make eye contact with you for a little bit.
I just stare because I think that was not a connection I ever made. I just stare at him and I'm like, Walnut, I walk up to him with knife in hand, by the way, bloody knife in hand. And I put my forehead on his. Walnut, I'm sorry you had to see that. I should have been more aware of sensitivities. I will tell you that this potion requires the head of something I find cute, and so it pains me as well. But looking good, man. I really appreciate that about you.
End it with looking good, man.
He needs heads of things that are cute. He just told me he thinks I'm cute.
You see Walnut like opens his mouth as if to say something. No words come out and closes his beak and then like wordlessly like separates and starts to go about his business.
I'm sorry.
Looking good. I was on board until looking good, man. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, I think between the birds and the octopus,
I also had a calamari snack.
and the calamari snack. Yeah, you roll me a. So you're gonna make a brewer's supply roll, which is going to see if I can find out. Brewer's supplies.
Yeah, so I take each of those heads. Already looking this up, and I wrap each one in a dragon breath leaf.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to submerge that in sugar water, which we should have around.
We got supplies.
Yeah.
Cool. And while it's heating, because it has to heat up to body temperature, and as everybody knows, the body temperature of a dwarf actually runs a little warmer than that of your average human. So it takes a little bit longer.
Sure.
So while it's heating, I am also going to look over my untattered maps that I have remaining. Still.
Perfect.
Yet.
Yes.
While it's heating up.
Yeah, give me a brewer's supplies roll. This is going to be your intelligence plus proficiency. And do it with advantage.
Thank God. Can I get another advantage? Like, if I add another advantage by some means, can I do a third roll?
What were the first two?
4 and then a 7. I didn't add anything to those yet. The 7 is an 11.
Okay. Yes.
I can do another advantage?
You give me one more.
Yes, your roll was so horrible. Try again.
Thank you. I'm going to use my Tides of Chaos,
Yes, absolutely.
which once per long rest,
No.
I gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Absolutely. As you're doing this, you, like,
I cast into the Chaos Gods themselves.
yeah, you tap into that craziness. Yeah, give me another roll. Absolutely.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, Chaos Gods. 21.
21. That is a huge difference. So you're on the cusp of ruining 5 of your 10 potions with the added chaos of the magic of that sorcerer magic that you're still playing with. You salvage all of them and you have 10 potions of hotness, of pure sexiness.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna also add a drop of beard oil and Tail of Newt if I have it. I think I have some Tails of Newt.
Tail of Newt. I believe you got some.
You got at least some.
She threw in a couple tails for free.
Oh yeah, she gave me some tails. Yep.
Yeah. You.
So some will taste better than others.
Yeah.
I will say I thought I was almost burning those 5, and I went to turn down the heat, and I accidentally turned it all the way to high. And then that fixed it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Yeah, absolutely. So you have 10 of these potions. Each potion lasts for 24 hours, and so you have 10 days worth of being sexy.
Pretty good.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely stop for more supplies within then. You can be.
We'll stop for more sexy supplies.
Live 10 days.
Is
how-
Kildak taking them?
What?
Is Kildak taking them every day?
Are you planning to take them every day?
No, I won't take them while we're just like in travel here. But I
The
do have
second we
them
land-
prepared.
You're gonna chug one.
I have a whole bottle of beard oil. I figure that's gonna last me quite a few drops.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just get rid of all these other things. Oh, that octopus
Unless you're
is
using it in your
delicious.
actual beard, then it'll be gone in like 3 uses because Kildak's beard's this long.
Do I have a chance while it's heating up to like look over my maps?
Yeah,
and
you look over the
stuff?
maps. You see some of them are kind of islands around here. Some of them seem like you actually recognize a couple of the islands from like the Sword Coast, from like the I think it's the Miramar Islands. And then you also see that some of these islands are just purely made up. They just have goofy names.
Dude was world building.
Yeah, he had one called Big Boy Mushroom Island.
Do you think he was writing a book?
Maybe. Yeah, and you see this man was just kind of building, just making up some islands. Yeah.
What are the point of these scrolls, John? Why did you give these to me?
No reason. Because it was Captain Emerald's, and he wanted to put something nice in his chest, and he was like, "I'm so proud of these maps and poems," and he left them with his chest.
Why have you done this to me?
They are useless to you. They mean a lot. There's a lot of sentimental value to Captain Emerald.
I just like that Kildak's spending his 3 days.
What
while
do they
his
mean?
We're like, what does it mean? Oh, I'm so bad at poetry. There must be a deeper meaning to
Everything John
I'm
gives me
so
must be
excited.
for something.
I mean, they were in a treasure room. Not only did Captain Emerald view these as treasure enough to put in a treasure chest,
That's true. He wanted to show off his art.
Governor
Put
Lima
his soul
Bean,
into that. That's
Lagoon,
treasure enough.
Governor Lima Bean.
Governor Lagoon also felt these were good enough to put in his treasure room in an alternate universe. Number 3, Kildak also felt these were treasure enough
They-
to grab.
Yeah. All 3 of you fell
These
for the
things
same trap.
suck.
Yeah.
All 3 of you are idiots. Case closed.
They appreciate the finer arts.
Aw.
Oh my god. I'm so excited to get one of these really shitty poems.
Yeah. Wonderful. As those days progress, you guys proceed to do the downtime tasks. You, Wikipede, you're doing your drawings. Tawny, you're brooding. Kildak, you are going through those poems. If you want, I have sent you one of the poems that Captain Emerald have written called "The Gold Is Gone."
The gold is gone. Time is precious. Your memory is my only companion. Don't cry for me, for the anguish eats away. I am but a lost soul, for I may never say goodbye.
The gold is gone.
The gold is
The
gone.
gold is gone.
That's
Do we have any more?
Yeah, I'll
He had a
give.
couple scrolls, huh?
Yeah, I'll give you.
That
I'll
was-
give you one more. This one's called No, this one's called The Ocean.
How many do you have?
A couple. This is the last one that you.
Oh, I gotta glance at this one. The ocean. Oh my god.
This is written by AI, correct?
This is written by an AI. The AI's name is Captain Emerald.
Let me hear it.
Whew. I can't look at it and not laugh. It's bad.
Bad.
I'm struggling.
Oh God.
You can do it.
The ocean is warm. The ocean is cold. The ocean is peaceful. The ocean is rough. The waves hit the shore. The sand is deep. The water is crystal clear. The ocean is blue. The ocean is green. The ocean is calm. The ocean is scary.
That's
The
it?
beach is where I go. The waves are my solace. That's it.
End
of
of poem.
Beautiful.
Oh. Wow,
Oh my
as
God.
someone in two
I-
poetry classes, that's just so profound.
So
like,
profound.
That,
so.
I could not look at that.
The ocean was the
And
first
not-
one that I made, and I was like, "Dude, the ocean!" And I just saw the ocean, the ocean, the ocean. And I was like, "Oh, that's a good poem." Oh,
Oh my God.
lovely.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, AI.
Yes, those are the lovely poems from Captain Emerald. You reading those poems sail on, waking up on the third day. You're about a day's out from White Sands Port. You come to the deck of the ship and you see that a thick fog has rolled over the ship.
Well, how many seas is this
Ooh.
fog?
Oh, I was like, just one sea. I'm just sailing in one
It's
sea.
It is.
I'm-
It is. It's like 3 seas thick. Yeah.
That's thick fog.
Some would say.
Can
thicker
we
than-
see the bow of the ship from the, like,
Mm,
the wheel,
Other
the
bow.
halyard even?
At times, no.
Oh my God.
It is real thick. As the morning progresses, it starts as a slow drizzle, little raindrops hitting the deck of the ship. By noon, it's a consistent rain, soaking the wood, soaking the railings and the sails, and by the early evening, it is a downpour. Thick, heavy raindrops sploshing onto the ship. The wind howling and blowing in gusts, occasionally the rain coming horizontal across the ship. The craziest part is that as the storm comes, the thunder rumbles, the lightning cracks off in the distance, but the waves never pick up. The ocean isn't, like, glassy by any means, but you've been in some pretty bad storms. You've seen the bow raise high and drop low. This is not like that. But the storm is there, the wind howls, the rain soaks your clothes, and the fog is ever oppressive. As you approach, where is your destination on White Sands? I just know there was a little bit of confusion coming into Red Rat Bay, so I just want to be clear.
Mhm.
What is the target destination at White Sands?
The compass?
Cool.
Yeah. As we're getting close, I'll whip out the compass and see which way it's pointing. If we can, depending on that, skirt around the island to try to get,
Yeah, so are you following the compass, or are you trying to get to a particular spot on the island?
Well, where are
I mean,
we?
If
Where is the
if we
compass
have-
pointing?
Sure. You guys are about a days south of, or actually at this point, you're like a couple hours south of the island. You see the compass points to what you best estimate to be the actual town of White Sands Port. Which in this case actually lines up pretty well to where the Captain Emerald's map puts it.
Mm-hmm.
With that,
Like it probably hasn't been moved and tampered with as much.
But if you would like to not go to the town proper, now would be the time to say it.
Well, we could triangulate the location using approximate coordinates of our current location and a heading. We sail to a second location, notate those approximate coordinates in a new heading, and we can triangulate the approximate location of the compass without much legwork.
So you think we should sail?
Avoid landfall as much as possible, as this place is cursed.
I mean, yeah, but we're
Yeah,
gonna
well,
have to
eventually.
land. But the question is, do we want the guppy and the carp to, one, go into, like, I don't think we should take anything right into the center of town. I think we need to dock somewhere else and move into town. We also might want to consider only taking one boat too much deeper into all of this, like, fog and stuff. You know, like, we could send one of the other ships somewhere safer. If this is... We've had proper warning that this isn't the greatest place to be. I'm gonna message Marcus, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Marcus."
Jesus. God.
Okay.
Knock
Okay.
first. Good.
You're fine, dude.
Yeah, sorry.
Have
Yeah,
you
what?
been to White Sands
Hmm?
before?
Have I been to White Sands? Yeah, it's been a little bit. But yeah, I've been to White Sands.
Do you know, like, where we could dock at least one of the boats that isn't town again, like we did with Red Bay?
Yeah, yeah. There are a couple spots on the side of the island. The White Sands is more Sword Coast than Red Rat Bay is. It's run by the Dragons Guild. Not actually run by dragons. They keep a horde, I think. It's some sort of merchants guild. I don't know. Not from the coast. But they...
A horde?
Oh,
wait, I didn't hear that. Never mind.
But, yeah, the town's run by a guild from the coast. And so there's maybe a couple red wizards here, but it's not nearly as hostile. I've docked in port before. There's also a couple spots around the swamps that we could dock, but there's some weird juju out in the swamps. We usually don't go out there.
So Marcus is saying that the swamps are like fucking cursed or something, but there's not a lot
Just
of
the
red
swamps?
wizards, so they just go into the main port. My only concern is that Kildak told red wizards that we were explicitly going to White Sands to blow it all up.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I did not say blow it up. I wanted to blow up Red Rat Bay.
You said that we were going to go to White Sands and use open fire upon them or something.
Oh, that's possible.
That does sound like me.
So I'm a bit concerned about taking the ship in. However, if the lock is there, I don't want to get sucked into this fucked up swamp and lose time, lose days. Like, we don't have a lot of time left before I need my scepter back.
Well, in this fog, I mean, nobody's gonna see this ship no matter where we park it. So why don't we get it just kind of closer? Or are you more worried about the curse? I don't think it's a matter of hiding the ship. I can barely see our ship and I'm on top of it.
Yeah.
Got a point.
So are we sending both ships, whole fleet, all the crew in?
I mean, that's not a great idea. We could probably, like, leave some crew to, like, sit out here and soak to death. But just you know, as a backup. You know?
So do you guys
We
want
leave the whole carp out here, and then we take the guppy a little closer, but not too much closer, and then we row, and then we're there.
You want to row in? And not dock?
Why not?
No, I think that's fine. If we need a quick getaway, they could still come all the way in.
Yeah, we can communicate with people with their brains.
We're just gonna lose our rowboat.
Hell of a lot cheaper than a ship.
Bug-Eye can build more. Out of doors.
So we're telling Marcus to hang back in case we need him later, or not to get hurt.
I guess so, but I mean, he also knows the town. He knows its way around.
He knows it's his way around a town that's now cursed and wet. Maybe he doesn't know his way around at all.
He said that it seemed a lot like not here. What's
Perfect. Thank you for filling me in on
Sword
that.
Coast? It's more like the...
Sword Coast.
I gotcha.
He said that it was a lot like the Sword Coast, and that he didn't know it much.
Well, I am familiar with Sword Coast Town, so...
That's like the vibe.
Politically, economically, architecturally, ergonomically.
General, above.
Geographically?
He's not that smart.
Alright, so just we three will go in and check it out, and we'll leave both boats in the water.
Yeah.
As opposed to taking any boats out of the water.
You know what I meant. We're not bringing them to shore.
Marcus,
Yeah?
you're not docking. Try to listen for once.
I'm not docking. Are we laying anchor here?
Yeah, we're kind of concerned that with the fact that, like, the rumors going around and all the fog and how fucked everything is, that it might be really hard to leave and that the island might be, like, super dangerous. And so we're trying to protect the crew of the carp, not necessarily just you. So,
Well said.
you know.
Got it. You sound enthused, Captain Tawny.
Mhm.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Anchor is going down, and we'll enjoy our spoils. What are the chances we can get one of those crates of rum? Just one.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. Just wait until we leave with Kodak and I leave, and then you can just find the guppy and get some.
Perfect.
What's he taking?
Nothing.
You.
And I'm gonna think about his earring.
Yeah.
Hey, Marcus.
Oh
This is-
God,
this is
he can
Gil-
do it too.
This is Kodak. I also don't like this either. I'll be honest. So, just keep this quick because neither of us having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it's gonna be like wet and miserable out here.
Yep.
So you guys can have like a snow day. Just furl the sails, go below deck, play some Parcheesi, and as a little gift, help yourself to like some rum or whatever. Maybe don't take a whole barrel,
is-
but if you feel you need to, I guess you can have.
That is so kind of you, Captain Kildak. I
Aw.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Now you don't have to steal it.
Is it bad that you offering Marcus a afternoon to be below deck on a rainy ship just to play board games is like, oh, that sounds like a dream. That sounds like
Right? Doesn't
that
it?
sounds like a blast.
The rain hitting like the wood deck and like you're just chilling. There's a slight rocking
You
because the
can't do
waves
any of
aren't
your
bad.
work because it's too wet, so you and all your buddies are just playing games and playing hooky. Oh, that sounds like a blast.
It sounds perfect.
Yeah,
Count the gold. Just
that
soak in the
that
moment.
sounds excellent. Yeah,
We need to rent a ship now.
we need to rent the ship. We'll take it out to the harbor. We'll wait till it rains. We'll go below deck. We're gonna play board games. Perfect. Wait,
When you put it like that, it sounds
it
ridiculous.
can't just be any ship. It has to be a ship, a mock-up of a 16th century sailing vessel.
But not
Uh,
beginning on that ship in a storm.
It doesn't have to be storm, just the rain.
It's not a storm. It's just a light rain. There's just a light lull to the water.
Oh, that's perfect. Cool. You guys make these coordinations with the guppy and the carp. You sail a little bit closer so that the rowing isn't horrific. Get down into the rowboat, and the three of you push off from the guppy. You
Wait, who got the extra earpiece?
Patchy Polly did.
Did she want to come with us?
Not particularly.
She wants
Yeah.
her snow day.
I mean,
the
me
snowday was a
too,
great
so-
offer.
But the crew can stay.
You push off, rowing away from the guppy. About 30 minutes pass, and the fog begins to part. As it does, you see looming past you on your right is a towering tree. A small little island peeks out above the ground. This massive oak tree, its roots like reaching around the land and the rock, like cupping it in its grasp, is this gargantuan oak that stands and about halfway up is cut down, and atop it sits a fixture that would be used as a lighthouse. However, the light of this lighthouse has gone dark. You can see that actually there are no windows to the inside of this lighthouse except for an old decrepit door that slams in the wind, and a decrepit little dock that sits at the base of the island, where a single lantern swings in the wind, emitting this like sickly orange glow into the fog. Wikipede, as you look up at this tree, you feel a similar feeling that you did when you saw that throne of the Unseelie, that deep tree with all those carvings on it, that awe of Unseelie. But something about this tree is revolting. It is terrifying. It feels like the closer you are to this towering monolith, the more your skin crawls, the more the hair stands up on the back of your neck. Something is truly unsettling about this, and I think to a degree everybody feels this as this like almost like 100-foot structure looms over you and just watches you slowly sail by. The rain still coming down. You see for the first time the dark soaked wood of the long dock. You look forward and through the rain, you can see the entrance to White Sandport. What looks to be, on a sunny day, a tropical paradise. There is this long dock that stretches from the center of town all the way out deep into the bay. There are, on either side, these two pristine beaches, lots of sand, tons of shells, that very like fine powdery sand that like pushes up into waves as it gets up against the plant life. The long dock proceeds into the parted seaway, which as the dock hits land, you can see that the natural geography of White Sandsport is like a rolling hills covered in palm trees and mangroves and ferns. But this, like where the long dock comes, it has been dug out into a straight path leading to a massive guild hall on the other side of town with a huge platinum dragon above the door. You can see built into the hills that this parted seaway cuts into two, there are houses on top, houses built within, houses built between the trees. All of the shops and residences built within like these rolling hills that the parted seaway splits. You can see on the left side of the long dock is a wide but skinny tavern that is completely, it's like a full open floor plan. There's a long deck, a porch with this big overhang that drops it off, and it looks like on a sunny day you could sit out, and anywhere in this tavern you could see the ocean. You can sit like pretty much outside, still with the roof covered, and enjoy some drinks, enjoy the company of the tavern. You can see the tavern is lit and there are people there, but it is not nearly as poppin' as La Hopital. There are some people hanging over the railing, just letting the water drip out of the railing in front of them, with sour faces and boredom across the whole lot. You can see in the long dock there are a handful of ships that are here. The dock is almost full of ships that have been, looks like, completely taken of supplies, that have been here for a good while. You can also see there's a handful of ships that are docked out in the bay that have weighed anchor, and more than one shipwreck in this bay as well. It takes a little bit of finessing to move your rowboat through the wreckage of a couple of these ships, around some of these docked ships. And everyone give me a perception check real quick. And as you do this, like I said before, on a beautiful sunny day, this looks like a tropical paradise. You have these trees, you have this long dock, and as soon as you step on the dock, you can see all the shops all the way down to the guild hall. Here, it is dark. It is rainy. The long dock is soaked. The parted seaway is nothing but mud, and those pristine white beaches are covered in the rolling sea, mud trickling down from the trees and from the greenery, and all the trees like bending and bowing in the wind. What did everyone get on their perception check?
13.
Ooh. 14 and a 15, or two 14s?
13.
13 and a 14,
And 9.
and a 9.
Can't see very far.
Cool. Wikipedia. Actually, I'll come back to you first.
Okay.
Tawny. Okay. You win some, you lose some. Tawny, your eyes come to the first thing that grabs your attention, which is the boats in the harbor. You're scanning them. You only recognize one vessel in this harbor. It looks like it's been here for a couple of days. There is nobody on board. It is completely silent, but you recognize the Arcane Ward. Lady Athra's ship is docked in the harbor.
Oh. Oh no.
Kildak, you look around. You notice the very distinct coastal architecture of most of these buildings. You see that the guild hall is very clearly like a Baldur's Gate design. The buildings that are built into the hill, you've seen in some halfling towns or some gnome towns will build like into the side of rolling hills or into sides of stuff. And so you recognize that architecture. There is one tower that rises like almost to the top of the tree level that is very different architecture. And the embassy of Arcanus is very clearly of Vorpalgrad design. Only one building, but this tower is clearly a Red Wizard's tower.
Oh, he meant architecturally.
Oh, I get it now. Yeah, I love that. You meant architecture. Wikipedia, you on the 9 barely even see White Saints Port.
Yeah.
As you are still looking at this massive tree in the harbor, the lighthouse, the only part of White Sands Port that is on Captain Emerald's map. And as you get closer to the long dock, for a split second, the door to the lighthouse swings open before slamming shut. And as it swings open, a silhouette of a hooded figure is in the doorway before it slams shut again, and it's gone.
Oh.
Imagine if you rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, but you're able to get to the long dock. You tie off, and as you come...
Before we get out,
Yes, absolutely.
and they're like tying, and we're still like in this moment, Tawny's just gonna crunch in on herself a little bit and look at the compass.
I kind of want to like peek over your shoulder and look like.
Yeah, you can come in. Like you guys could all be in with. I don't want anyone who might be around seeing. So we're like all crunched in around this.
It,
The precious compass.
unfortunately, points towards the embassy of Arcanus. The
Perfect.
Tower of the Red Wizards.
That's
I
not
could have
perfect.
guessed
Shut
that.
the fuck up. This is bad news, Kildek. This is bad news.
This was sarcasm, Tawny. Fucking learn it.
Actually, with all your perceptions, you also notice that where in Red Rat Bay there were tons of dock workers, people just to help load and unload ships, the people that greet newcomers, the tax collector. The long dock is empty. There is not a soul out on the streets. There's nobody on this dock.
So you said while the boat was getting tied up and we were looking at the compass, it was just us looking at the compass while the boat was just kind of like bouncing, probably
Yep.
slowly away from dock.
Yeah.
Because we all three looked at it, yeah.
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 The rope, like, Kildek put the rope around and then didn't tie it.
Tie it,
and
yeah.
then we're just,
Waiting for someone else to grab it, no one did.
yeah.
We gotta row back in just a little,
Get
push the
back.
feet back in.
Okay.
Kildak actually just steps out of the boat and just pulls it closer because he's just standing on the water. Just
Oh. Yeah.
wait a second.
This makes docking so much easier. So I guess we find like a hotel or something.
Yeah, what
we spend the
time is
night.
it? Is it night? Is it late?
It looks like midnight. Like it is dark. The rain is coming down. It's probably around like 5 or 6. You
PM.
would know, 5 or 6 p.m. You would know that time, but like it's dark out.
Yeah. What we feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get somewhere tonight to plan out what the fuck we're gonna do.
Maybe grab some food, get a room, hunker in for the night.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You guys.
And the guild hall looks like it has money. Maybe we find our way into their vaults accidentally while looking for the bathroom or something.
Dude.
Do we see
You-
any signs
Couldn't
for
hurt.
hotels or inns?
You find a couple hotels and inns. Most of them are closed. They've been boarded up.
Oh.
Without travelers, it's been hard to keep business, but there is one still open. You see the Charm Ward Lodge is open. You look, and it's this little hut. It's actually a 3-story hut, but one of the stories is under the hill, so it looks like just 2 stories on top, but it's got a 3rd story underneath. But
Did you just describe a basement?
yeah, but the basement's the ground level.
Oh,
You enter in through the basement and then go up. But in the like little porch area, there are at least like 50 of these like little like trinkets hanging, little symbols. You can see holy symbols have been tied to the railing. Druidic trinkets, sticks that have been tied together. Symbols have been carved into the wood, little either arcane symbols, religious symbols. You just see all sorts of stuff are like hanging, wind chimes, all sorts of little bits and bobs are hanging on this porch. You enter the greeting hall, and there's a little front desk where this older human is sitting. She is doing her bookkeeping, and you can see the walls again have like painted symbols, and like some have like poems, some have more trinkets hanging from it. And this little lady with her little glasses is just going through the books as you go.
Hello.
Oh, hello, greetings. How can I help you?
Room for 3.
Oh, stop! If you're going to walk under the bristle branch charm, you have to walk backwards. It's bad luck to walk forward under bristle branch charm.
Okay,
I turn around and walk backwards.
I will too.
Okay. She goes, thank you. Yes, you said a room, 3 rooms? A room for 2? What can I do?
Do you have a room that fits 3 people or 3 rooms?
Yes, I can get
whatever?
you a room. I can get you a room for 4. I know it's a steep price for 5 gold pieces. I know it's steep, but business has just been so slow.
That's okay. God handed me 5 gold pieces earlier today, so this balances out.
Of course it does.
Well, that is truly lucky, and I can't thank you enough for bringing me good luck. And she takes the gold.
I didn't say it was a good god.
Fuck off, Kodak.
She goes, thank you.
Sorry.
Very much. She fills out her book. She gives you the keys to the room, and she says, before you leave, if you would grab my hands and make a circle, please.
Oh, why?
It's good luck. I wish there's many bad things going on, and we must complete the ritual.
Oh, I don't
What
really
bad
participate in
things?
other people's rituals. I walk backwards. I think that's enough.
I just
What bad things?
there's bad things going on in the town.
Yeah, I got that much. What
Would
bad
you be
things?
concerned staying here the night?
As she says this, you hear a bell ring out in town, And she goes, "Oh no, they're going to try again." And she
Who's going to try what?
she goes, "Out in the harbor, you can see for yourself. Just walk backward to the bristle branch tree, the bristle branch charm, please."
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I walk
Go out.
backwards.
You come
through
outside.
the bristle branch.
You watch one of the small merchant vessels that were there. All the crew gets on. You can see they are rowdy. They are ready to get out of here. They pull the ship out of the harbor. They begin to sail out, and you hear them start to cheer as they pass the lighthouse, and they pass into the fog. And everything becomes silent for about 60 seconds. And then the boat comes back through the fog with about half as many people on it as did before. And comes back. You see it turns around. It goes back to the fog again. And then not a literal, but skeleton crew of what had gone out first comes back through the fog. And scared and angry, the boat comes back into port and stops. But you watch the same boat leave and come back 3 times, each time with less and less crew.
Well, in silver lining, if we lose half our people, we're really only down 1.
I'm gonna go back in and be like, what's happening to them?
Did you walk backwards through the bristle branch charm?
Yes.
Nobody knows what happens to them. Nobody knows why the ships come back. If you ask the people that
Yeah.
came back, they'll say that they went through the fog and they came back, and the man or woman that was beside them was no longer on the ship. Nobody knows. Nobody dares to leave until the fog leaves. We can only pray that the storm ends soon.
How long has
How
the
long has
storm
it
been
been?
here?
Yeah, that.
2 months now, maybe more.
And how do you guys eat?
We grow our own food. The hunters hunt. They provide for the town. But nobody leaves. People come. People bring supplies. As a matter of fact, supplies haven't been a problem. It's the
I
leaving.
go back out.
Because of all the dead people?
Yes. Maybe they're not dead. Maybe they got out. Maybe they're the lucky ones. We're the unlucky ones stuck here for all time.
Oh,
They got out without a
like 2
ship in the
months.
middle of the ocean? Doesn't sound very lucky.
I go back out and I cast Detect Magic.
Sure. Yeah, you cast Detect Magic. You can see that
What you doing, Tawny?
the
Followed me.
um
Of course
Yeah,
we
I
followed
followed you. What you doing?
the fog is ever faintly magical. And the lighthouse seems to be sucking in light. You get almost like a black magic pull from the lighthouse.
I'm looking at the magic of it all. I'm talking to Gildak. Trying to figure out what this fog is. And I'm
And?
specifically looking to make sure that this fog wasn't, a slimy green once I turned on Detect Magic with tentacles coming out of it.
That'd be quite bad.
Maybe we should ask the guy in the lighthouse if he knows what's going on.
The
There's
lighthouse.
a guy in the lighthouse?
Yeah,
Wait,
you didn't see him? He was
what?
standing right at the doorway.
No. It looked pretty abandoned, actually.
Maybe we should check in on him, see what he knows.
I don't know that I want to go visit that guy. Honestly.
If we can't
The
leave,
light-
what else are we gonna do?
We're gonna. I mean, we're gonna need to find a way out. The lighthouse is like sucking the light in.
It's housing the light. That makes sense.
No, that's not the lighthouse's job. That's
Oh, right.
It's his job
You're a
now. That's
pirate.
what it's doing.
You're a pirate. Do I see anything off of the Red Wizard's Tower? I know I'm pretty far away.
Yeah, the whole thing is magical. The whole thing shouldn't really exist. It was built
Does
by
it
magic.
look like
Sounds
Okay.
like red wizards.
Yeah.
Shouldn't exist.
there's
It's
nothing like
slimy.
specific coming off of it?
No.
Just, yeah.
Evil.
Evil tower.
Evil incarnate is actually rolling in waves. Okay.
But yeah,
Oh.
the innkeep, Herelda doesn't really have anything else that she knows about this.
Thanks, Herelda.
Of course. May Pelor always light your way. What's another one? Ustawasta Jill, Mastawasta Okit. That's good luck in Goliath, I think. Maybe it's giant, I'm not sure.
Cool. Is there free breakfast?
You know what? Sure. Nobody's asked for one of my breakfasts in a long time. And breakfast to start a long day is good luck. And so I'll do it.
Cool. What time?
Morning.
I'll be
let's-
here.
She's
Let's-
just cooking food for us. Like,
Give her
Oh.
the night. Let's go. Let's go up to our room.
Good night, Herelda. It was nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you too. Yeah, you guys go up to your room. You have a room on the second story, so ground floor.
Why?
Because there's a couple.
We're the only one here.
There's a handful of other people here. And yeah, you make it up to the second floor. It's a bedroom that fits four beds, and
I
Okay.
immediately go to start pushing beds together.
Oh, that's
Why?
okay.
Big bed. You don't want big bed?
Is that a small person thing to have a bigger bed?
I just like big beds.
Hmm.
I think it's fun and nice when we can all sleep in one big bed together. It's nice.
Like a slumber party.
Yeah.
Just like a summer party. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Cool. So, I'm not really tired. Well, maybe a little bit. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
Been a long day. I can't believe. Fuck, if we're stuck here.
Yeah.
Well, good news is we're not stuck here that long. The world will probably end before too long.
Oh yeah, about that.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're supposed to stop that from happening, or
Wow. I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
But if we're stuck here, we're stuck here. It's called stuck.
Yeah. Tawny, your whole warrior thing about you. Like, you're supposed to stop this, right? But if you don't have your scepter, and if we don't find it, or if we can't do it, like, don't you have other people you can call? Do you have family home that can come help? Do you talk to your family?
I mean, I love my family. They're amazing, and I was super close with them when I was in Drukgyal. But my job is to come down here and play my role, and they're not. No one's coming.
No other warriors? No one?
We couldn't even call and be like, hey, the world's ending. Like, I need more help.
I mean, if I made it to one of the specific hideouts, I could try to send a message, but it's really slow. I mean, the point of contact between the warrior with all the beneathers and up above is really just for like quick information passing along the way. It's not supposed to.
Yeah.
By
Quick
the looks of
information.
things.
World ending. Need help. 4 words.
And they get
Like,
it,
is
and
there- is
everything's
there-
already over. It's not
How long
gonna
does it
get to
take?
them in time.
How long does it take?
I can't do it here. I'd have to go to a specific place.
Well, is there a specific place like on this island, like on White Sands Port?
I'm gonna assume no. DM, would I even know of one in this immediate like island conglomeration,
No.
like Snowfall Scatter?
The only thing that you would know is that Croesus was near the reef 30 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the best you got.
No, there isn't anything really over here. I mean, I honestly, I don't know much about this specific area, but you know those letters you gave me?
Yeah. You know
I
that map
thought-
you ripped up?
Dude, get over yourself.
Okay, you're right. They were pretty worthless. Still, it was rude.
I don't
Anyways,
care.
Those letters.
Anyways, the thing is that typically when someone of my position, when the warrior Droog is in training before they come down, there's a mentorship between them and their not predecessor. No, that's the wrong word. Predecessor, but like 2.
Twice over, predecessor.
Yeah. Their great aunt or uncle, the warrior Droog 2 times before them, because one up is currently serving down below. And they're supposed to train you and talk to you about their journeys and experiences. In fact, I mean, the whole point of being down here, besides obviously protecting everyone and protecting the plane, is also to gather information on what's going on and return it back up. But my great aunt, Croesus, who was the warrior Droog before my aunt who died, something went wrong, and she didn't speak, and she kept herself holed up, and she never communicated with me like she was supposed to, and I didn't have a relationship with her, and she didn't have a relationship with anyone, and like her kids went fucking ballistic, and it was a lot of rumors, and I was really young, and I think they murdered each other. But like the point is, I had never known what Croesus had done when she was down here. But those letters, she was guarding the entrance to Tamo Kor and keeping Morsmarek out.
So your family back home knows where Tamo Kor is, and they didn't think to tell you?
No, that's the thing. I don't think they knew. Croesus never told us anything. This land, this area isn't really that big of a deal, and when you're looking at the whole world as a whole scheme, don't have a lot just about like this specific couple islands and area. And whatever Croesus did during her time, she didn't share this. So I don't... But when she...
And then her kids killed each other?
No fun. Funny, not funny.
It's not funny at all.
Well, when she came back, she was shut in and different, and I don't know.
So it sounds like
sorry.
she was a shitty mentor.
Just as a point of clarification, it wasn't Croesus's kids, it was her cousins. So
It was one over.
Yeah, Wordju before her was the only one to have kids. Croesus never had. And the only reason I stressed that Croesus never had a mate, and so I was like, I think it could be kids. Like, no, Croesus didn't have a mate. It would be her cousins that killed each other. But they did kill each other. Like, she came back, and then, like, within around the time that she returned is when her cousins killed each other.
Yeah, so pretend I said that.
That's a little further removed.
You were pretty close.
Like, people just kill each other sometimes, you know? Like, it's not great, but it does happen. It's a thing. Like, do you think they're really related? Like, her cousins around the same... I mean, I guess the coincidence is around when she returned.
I wasn't born yet for a lot of this, but...
This is... Okay.
She brought a weird energy back. And when you come back, it's supposed to be a celebration of your time and your duty, and it's an honor, and you get to pass along what you know, and it's a celebration. And none of that happened.
That's pretty sad.
That sucks.
So I don't know, but no, I don't think that anyone in my family is going to be able to come and help. And I don't know if I can do it without them, though, either.
Then what are we supposed to do?
Guess I'm gonna die trying.
Tawny, are you ever scared that without the scepter, you're losing control of your abilities? Like, when I first met you, you were able to, like, fully control when you were a dragon or not. Now half the time you're rocking around both phasing between dragon and human. Like, half the time your claws are out, or, like, the lightning.
You want to talk about lack of control? Look at you.
Yeah, I'm scared of me too. Sometimes I feel like when I'm using my magic that I can't control that either. Like, I feel like, you know, the power isn't dark. I think I just might be.
I don't know if it's that. I think you have a good heart. I think.
But when I'm using it, I feel so consumed. I feel like Like, I get too
Wow.
excited when I'm using it. Eh,
Your queen has given you something that's certainly powerful.
And I don't know if I'm the
And-
right person to wield it. But I feel like I need it. You know? I started this whole journey because I needed that power to be able to feel free, to be able to feel like I can go out and conquer things.
But did
But
you
now
know
it's
that?
suddenly becoming overwhelming.
I mean, look at the crew of the Depressed Guppy. Almost none of them have powers. Like, you could be free and do what you wish and not have these powers if they're causing you harm and distress, and if you think that they might be changing you for the not for the better. And I'm gonna pointedly just look at how much her arm has changed over the past month that I've known her, and the darkness that has been creeping in on her, like, coloration.
I read a book once, and it was just some wise guy, I don't remember his name, but he said, if you're nothing without the powers, or without magic, then you shouldn't have it. And that really spoke to me, because I always felt like slightly at a loss without magic. And now I got it. It's, gotta say, top. It's great. I
Yeah.
get it. But Wikipedia, I mean, you're really powerful without them. I mean, I've seen what you can do.
Yeah. But you don't understand. Like, you, Tawny, like, you were like spoon-fed magic on like a silver spoon. Like, I've had to like lick it off knives to just be able to get where I am now. It's not something I can just leave behind.
I thought you wanted this. You talk about how you love your queen, and
Oh, I do. And I love the power. I do. I enjoy it. I love it. I'm just also at the very same time scared of it. And I'm also scared of what's happening to you.
well, my issue is solved with getting the scepter back. I am on shaky ground right now, and there is a good chance if I don't get my scepter back, I just become permanently a dragon. But
Will you still be a friendly dragon?
I'll be a dragon. But the issue when you become a dragon and you become like a full dragon, and I lose a lot of my mortal side, I lose a lot of those like thinking, friendly feelings. Anyways, it's not about me.
Okay.
I know my solution. But maybe
But what if you get there before we get to the scepter? What
Then
if-
we're dead.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter.
I don't know how to stop what's happening.
Can
In
you
fact, I
hold on
was
long
very
enough until we get to the scepter? Like, do you think you're gonna make it?
yeah. I think honestly that the end of the world's gonna hit us before I permanently become a dragon or fucking human.
Wait, you could also just permanently become a human too?
Probably not me.
Agreed.
But yes, other warrior drooks, I mean, our line, our blood is what gave mortal life and dragons. Of, you know, the Drookul the Drook who decided to just be one or the other. That was eons ago. But my point
Wait,
is...
so all humans descend from Drook?
Yeah.
Whoa. I've been so happy to not be a human.
The fuck does that mean?
Oh, no offense to you or your people. It just sounds awkward. Like, oh man, my ancestors used to be able to transform between human and dragon, and at one point they had the choice to become a dragon or human forever, and they picked human.
Well, there's a lot of experiences that you don't get as a dragon. There's a lot.
Like speaking common.
Did you guys notice that I was able to speak common as a dragon? Yes.
I did, and I was really upset with you because you never did that before, and I have tried to talk to you multiple times.
Yeah, that was a little concerning.
Okay, cool.
Because
Glad that was new
I'm
to you
starting
too.
to blend into your dragon form.
Yeah. And if I get stuck as one, it better be a fucking dragon.
See, like I said, even you agree with me. Like your ancestors had the choice between human or dragon, and they were like, oh yeah, bipedal, wingless, hairless, skin sack.
My
That's
sister
what I
would.
want.
My sister would choose her human form.
Between the two,
She likes
the human's
battle.
definitely not the hairless one,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Fair enough.
So hairy sack of skin.
Hairy sack of skin. Ugh.
Well, now that sounds
Okay.
way worse.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Kildak,
Yeah.
how have you stumbled into magic?
Huh?
Because-
Oh,
That's not really how it works. I mean, I know how I have magic, and we know how Wikipedia got magic.
it's a good question. I don't know. Just something just kind of clicked one day, and then I could kind of do it. Apparently, I didn't know it. Well, and then you guys helped me kind of hone it, and then that creepy beast thing from the abyss also kind of showed me how to do it, which I didn't like that, but that's a thing now, so that's cool.
That's the thing now.
But yeah, that was you. I mean, you basically watched me do it the first time, so.
Did you
I was
grow
never-
up with like magical family?
Oh, I didn't really grow up with family, so no.
Or who'd you grow up with? I grew up with all of my sisters and brothers. I had a huge house. I couldn't imagine.
I mean,
not
I'm
growing
not
up
saying
with
like
family.
I didn't not know my parents. I just moved out pretty early, and then they left. Like they just, we just kind of moved out, and just amicably separated. I haven't talked to them in probably 60 so years.
You amicably broke up with your parents?
Separated.
What did you do? Why did you?
I went one direction. They went a different.
Do you have siblings?
No. Just me. They made one mistake.
Oh,
At least that's what they always used to tell me.
is that why you left? To go
No,
find a
I
better
just had
home?
goals. I just had goals and ambitions.
To do what?
Yeah.
Oh, there was like this really cool group in town called the Black Hand. Super awesome. And I wanted to be one of them. They were cool. They got like swords. They were like big, powerful. They were government subsidized too, so they had like shiny armor. It was cool.
And what'd they do?
Yeah, then they weren't so good later. But
Are they like a town's guard?
yeah, kinda, except like cooler. Like we had a town's guard too, but like picture like town's guard, but with more power unchecked and more money.
But
This- Let's.
So what
let's-
did you
let's
do
roll.
in the Black Hand if you were kind of town's guard, but the town already had guard? What was your
Well,
purpose?
first we got rid. I mean, so like we existed, and then stuff kind of started to go bad. Not really my fault. I was just there for it. And then we got rid of the town's guard.
Oh.
They went somewhere else. And then
went to the town in the sky.
yeah. And then we were like the police force for a while, you know, there was a way, and if you didn't follow it, like, you know, there's laws places. And so you know,
Did
we
you
upheld
enforce
the laws.
like of the town or laws that you made up?
Or the laws we made up were the laws of the town.
Kodak, I've studied a lot of history. I'm gonna let you know.
So then you've probably
right
heard of
now.
us. We're the best.
No, we already made that check. This sounds like a fucked up cult. This is the wrong, like, whenever
No, cults make money. We went broke.
you
But
join
you
them,
had a lot of
they were-
money.
Oh, they had a lot of money when they were government subsidized, but then they took over the government, they kidnapped the guy, then we stopped getting money. We ran out of people to extort for money because everybody was poor. And so then we tried to invade a dungeon, and then everybody died. And that was basically the end of it.
Everybody died.
Yeah, everybody left in the cult,
Except
Well.
you.
except me.
You're the sole survivor of this cult. Wow.
It wasn't a cult. Let's stop calling it a cult. It wasn't a cult. Cults make money. We didn't worship anything except ourselves.
Cults are profitable.
Are you? Oh, are you okay with this bit of backstory?
It wasn't great, you know, like, you know, I didn't always do the best things ever, but, you know, it happened. I've come to peace with that.
Insight check.
Sure. Yeah, you can roll persuasion or deception, whatever you want.
Oh, I know what I can.
You know how it be.
Oh. I got a 5.
Okay, you lost.
Yeah. Oh, just that I think you're telling the truth. Is that
Yep.
what you're
Mhm.
offering me here?
Okay. Nothing about what I said seemed incorrect.
Huh.
Are you okay about what happened yesterday? Are you sitting well with that? Because I don't think I am.
Yesterday?
3 days ago.
Oh,
3 days
a
ago?
couple days ago.
Before the
With
boat.
at the governor's house or at the ocean? At the beach? It was 3 days ago.
At the shipwreck.
Oh
Both-
no, that was terrible. No, I didn't like that at all.
Are you okay now? Like,
Oh,
Speaking
course.
of, when I know we've tested this multiple times, but as we're thinking about it, I cast the detect magic obviously forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
Kildak looked normal.
Totally normal. He has the magic eye under his eye patch.
Yeah.
And I think a magic sword, maybe.
it is currently invisible.
Ah, right. Cool. So, just the eye.
Kildak, sometimes you have the tentacle arm and the
That's weird, isn't it?
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time I saw that was at the shipwreck,
Yeah, me too.
and then I
Well,
saw
kinda.
it again later that day at the governor's house, but not
Mhm.
at first. At first,
Yeah.
when
So I think because every time I see it, and maybe it exists outside of the times that I see it, but for me to see it, I have to cast the magic that was kind of shown to me by the black smoky lady.
Huh?
I said this earlier. The black smoky lady. She showed me magic too. Like you guys showed me some magic. She showed me some magic.
The
So
lady
if I cast that,
on the water? You told us there was a
What?
lady on the water.
yeah, that one.
That one? When did you see her again?
Yeah,
When did I
Arusula?
see? Is that her name?
Yeah, we spoke about. Wait,
Yeah.
Yes.
maybe you shouldn't be doing magic given to you by the dark sea goddess that's in the prison that's coming undone.
When you say it like that, there's a lot of logic. But honestly, I mean, it's a gift. Like if I gave Wikipede these 5 gold coins, these are not the God-given 5 gold coins. We gave those to
Perelda.
Gildarine.
Yep.
And I forgot her name.
I need to stop making up names. It doesn't matter.
But if I give like Wikipede these 5 gold coins, like this is a gift. And if Wikipede goes and like, if she spends them at a church or she spends them at a brothel, it matters not. Like it's a gift. It doesn't matter what happens after that.
Except we know that the gift links you to her.
We don't
Just
know
like-
that.
Well, look at Wikipede's gifts. Wikipede is
We have different kinds of gifts.
How do you know that?
I didn't
Wikipede
really
got
think
her
about it like
magic
that.
from the magic she got from her queen links her to the queen. I can sense it off of her.
Can you sense it off of me?
Not all of your magic, but I can this feelings that I got from your tentacle and weirdness.
Rude.
The feelings that I got from your tentacles and weirdness.
We're definitely related.
So you're saying I can cast magic or I can't cast magic?
You should be careful when you're casting this magic.
Yeah, I learned that. The guard at Red Rat Bay told me that.
No, I mean the magic that you've gotten from the sea goddess, you shouldn't be using.
You
I think-
use it.
No, I don't
You
have
do.
magic from the sea goddess.
You use the same like spell thingy.
It's not linked that way.
This makes no sense. So you
My
don't want me.
magic
You
comes
want to have
from-
that spell to yourself.
Kildak. My magic comes from my line, from my heritage, from being a warrior Drook, from being a Drook from Drukgyal. This spell that she gave you, this magic, this power that you hold that makes you have 6 eyes and a fucking tentacle arm feels the same as what I think is trying to kill us all.
Kildek, the moment you feel like you don't have control over the magic anymore, you need to tell us.
Okay.
The moment that it's not you casting, and it's Arusula casting, we need to know.
Okay.
Magic's fucked. The whole world's fucked.
I just got this magic. Now I'm not allowed to use it.
You should be careful with it.
We're just worried about you. And the state of the universe.
Yeah.
Because those are on equal playing fields.
They are.
Feel back. Universe.
Yes, it is. Because somehow you're linked to it all.
Yeah. You too.
I'm still trying to piece that together.
Do you think Gorhan knew?
No. We never met Gorhan, just you.
I know. But do you think he knew? And that's why he put Wallywig in charge? Because that was a questionable decision at best. But he put him in charge, and he was like, this dude will find 2 more crazy people. Like, Gorhan just knew the whole future. Someone just told him. He was like, okay, someone's like, this is what you're gonna have to do. Like, you're gonna die. Maybe Gorhan's not dead. Maybe he faked his death, put Wallywig in charge, and now he is sitting in an alternate plane with this all-knowing, future-seeing person, and they're just like eating popcorn.
From what I know about Gorhan, I think if he had that kind of information,
He'd be richer. You're right.
yeah, he wouldn't have faked his death over it. There would have been a better scam where he's the captain over these 3 powerful entities that are somehow linked to the possible downfall of the realm.
But you do have to admit, there is a reason that the 3 of us are together.
Yeah. It's not Gorhan, but it's something or someone.
Oh, but it could be someone, but not Gorhan, I see. Why is it always your theories possible, but not mine?
But they're always so stupid.
By your prerogative, you claim to be from a magical floating city. And I only believe you because you can turn into a dragon and eat me. Doesn't make any sense. It wasn't Gorhan, it was someone.
Anyone but Gorhan.
Except Gorhan.
Not anyone. There's very few parameters on who it could be. And
Yeah, like, I would never expect it to be Gorinda.
it's not her name.
What is her name? I was really close that time. I was really close that time.
It's time for bed. We have a lot to do in the morning.
Yeah, also, we're just trapped here, too. Like, not
No.
only do we have to get the key,
We'll get out. We can do it. We can do it.
we also have to tackle the mystical beast that Wikipedia saw inside the lighthouse, who is sucking up all of the light. And then...
One problem at a time. Tomorrow, we have to raid a red wizard tower. And possibly, all the other problems will just collide with that one and we'll solve it all at one big time.
That's a good plan.
That's very optimistic of you. I like it. Also, if we have a chance, can we raid the guild hall at the end of the street?
You got enough gold.
Okay. Who?
If we
Dang.
make it to
First off,
Tamokor, it's an island full of gold. Like, you'll be fine.
then we need to be I didn't know that. We need to be buying more ships to carry it all.
Go to sleep, Kildak.
Okay. Good dreams of gold to you.
I'm going to go into my side of the bed and lay there for a while until I feel like the other two have gone to sleep.
While Tawny is laying in bed before she goes to sleep, she's just going to be thinking about when they were rowing in, and it was just the three of them leaving the boats behind, and last time that happened, and they were entering the Sauna Island, and they thought they were going to find Himokor, and they didn't, and what they returned back to. And she's just gonna reach out to the Admiral and say, Admiral?
Yeah. What? Huh? What?
Just remember to let me know if anything happens, okay?
Oh yeah, it's Captain Tawny. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll let you know. You'll hear me yelling.
Okay.
Yeah. Get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, good night.
And then she'll go to sleep. Just
And
like
I
thinking.
would like to go out on a little midnight stroll.
You creep out of
Walk backwards through the bramble bush charm.
You creep out of the Charm Ward Inn. You're making a little midnight stroll. Yeah. Anything that he does on the stroll?
I'd like to find someplace quiet.
Sure.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Not at all.
In the town. And I'm not going far from the inn. I might just go like around back, just off the street, just behind, and say a small prayer to the Queen of Air and Darkness and beg for her to please listen.
The first thing that you notice is the rain stop. The rain hasn't stopped here in 2 months, but it stops for you. Yeah, but it stops. Most people in town don't notice it because they're asleep. The rain stops. The wind does not. The fog does not. But the rain stops. You hear the faintest crackle of footsteps through the wet ground.
Like behind me or in front?
In front of you.
Okay.
My black bee. Why do you call?
I need to know. When I gave you your offering in the ziggurat, you were the one who gave Kildak those roses. And your beasts were the ones lurking near the abyssal cracks. And you told me to watch my back against my friends like there's some kind of threat. What do you know that you won't tell me? Why is the ocean consuming my friend?
Watch your tone.
I need to know.
You speak in the presence of a queen. Your queen.
But you're
Did you-
hiding things from me. Things that I am so deeply involved in, but I don't know what's happening.
Black Bee, do you know why the Unseelie Court is the strongest court?
Enlighten me.
Our predators are the most lethal. Our lands most resilient. All because we are unique. A unique creature either perishes or rises to the top of the food chain. We're having this discussion. I am allowing your tone because you've shown you can hunt prey of another court. Tell me, Black Bee, in this analogy, would you hunt one of your own herd if it made the court stronger?
I need good reason. I need to know why.
To make the court strong, would you cut away the weak link for our pack? You feel the queen lean in and almost whisper, would you kill family if it meant being able to keep your power?
I don't know.
She stands up and is silent for a little bit. I do not give my roses out lightly. And I certainly did not give it to your friend.
But they were grown and made in our court.
I know where they come from. I did not give them to your friend.
They were grown in your gardens.
I gave them not to your friend. A vile force has taken hold of him. A beguiling, wretched, wicked horror. I warn you now, he will be the first to betray you. And she leans in. Do not give him the chance. There's a terrific thing, the terrific thing in the south, in the reef. It cannot be let loose until this realm. Defeat it. Prove your worth. Prove your worth to our court. And you will forever earn a place at my side. Is that all, Black Bee? Do you feel your questions answered?
No. But I'll take it.
She leans in one last time and says, she cannot be let out.
I won't let her.
You hear the faintest, absolute faintest tinge of fear in the queen's voice as she says,
We'll stop her. That's the plan, is to stop her.
rise or perish. And by the time you look up, the queen is gone. While this is happening,
No.
back in the room that Tawny and Kildak sleep, Kildak, you are brushed awake by a faint sound. Something wakes you up. As you begin to rise from bed, you feel your vision become blurred, dizzy. You feel nauseous. As you begin to sit up, your arms are weak.
Arms plural?
What's up?
Arms plural?
Arms plural feel weak. Your head feels heavy. It bobbles around, and as you begin to pull yourself up, you feel your strength give out. You fall back onto your bed. And as you do, something blocks the light coming in from the faintest light that comes in through the window. A tall, gaunt figure wearing the black and red robes hovers over your bed silently, his feet not touching the ground. He looks down at you, and just as you lose consciousness, he says, time to see if the stories are really true. Kildek, as strong of a poison that has been administered, you are resistant to poison, and I don't want to cheat Kildek in this. With your resistance, Kildek has one action, and any action that you would like before you fall unconscious.
Do something, dude.
I want to think of Tawny's and Wikipee's earphones
Sure.
and just say, help.
Kildek says help. Tawny, you are awoken from the sound of your mind of help from Kildek. Wikipee, you hear it loud and clear. Tawny, you roll over, and Kildek's bed is empty. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh no! Oh.
Tune in next time to see what happened to Kildek. Where's Kildek?
Wikipee stole him and is executing him because her queen told her to.
But we'll see.
Oh my god.
We'll see how our party is able to resolve being forcibly split this time, and where their priorities lie. Is it in the key? Is it in the lighthouse? Or is it in one of their own? Again, if you want to know what happens to our crew, make sure you like and subscribe. And until we meet again over another round at the Four Rings Inn. Yar!
Oh, no.